and I won't just be when I can do. Good morning, Ghana folk.
It's Thursday, the 17th of September 2020. Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6 with me, Bernice Abu-Baidoo Lansah. The news is live on Joy 99.7 and Hits 103.9 FM, on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, Swiss FM in Ho, other affiliates across the country and worldwide at myjoyonline.com. 45,601 confirmed COVID-19 cases in Ghana, 294 deaths. COVID is real. Wear a mask and stay safe. Coming up this morning, no light, no vote. That's the message from Amansia South residents as your election headquarters takes the microphone to communities in a build-up to the 2020 elections.
But if we don't see electric power in our towns, nobody should campaign here.
Also in this bulletin, the heated race for the Adenton seat.
A big gap. In 2016, I had nothing to show. Now we have lots to show.
Time for all of us to come together and wrestle the seat from the MPP.
Your election headquarters presents The Battleground, a show that engages constituents and candidates. It premieres this evening at 8 p.m. This year's edition starts with a race between Yawabia Samoa and Mohammed Ramadan. Do stay for details, and President Akufo-Addo demands honesty and integrity from newly inducted High Court judges, saying respect for the judiciary rests on their work ethics.
It is therefore critical for the growth of our nation that the High Court commands the respect of the people.
And later in business, World Bank conducts diagnostic study of the Ghanaian economy to identify whether climate change will not impact negatively on growth going forward. We'll bring you the details.
And in the National Science and Maths Quiz, schools name coronavirus and a host of others as reasons for their defeat in the ongoing preliminary rounds.
Although our results was not good, but we tried our best. Due to the coronavirus, we couldn't prepare enough.
We have details as the prelims contest wraps up in the Bono half zone. This is your election headquarters, and the chiefs and people of 5 communities in the Amansia South district of the Ashanti region say they'll resist all forms of political campaign and voting until their town is connected to the electricity grid. Led by their chiefs, residents of Adeja, Ohiampe Nika, Kofi Diakrum, Nyame Betre, Bia Chakrum, and Jumakun poured onto the streets demanding to be wired to the national grid before the December elections. Now they say promises by successive governments to provide them electricity has yielded no results. Love FM's Erastus Asaridonko traveled there and has this report.
This is the Adeja Chief's Palace. It is powered by this small power generator. This is because communities here have not seen electricity for a long time. The chiefs and people have made electricity supply a major election issue.
In the evening time, they won't get light to do their further studies.
Some use torchlights and candles to study.
They promised us in 2018 they will connect us to the national grid. We have not seen anything since then. The chief of Adeja, Nana Kwabena Sabin II, served notice they will not allow any form of political campaign in the affected towns. But if we don't see electric power in our towns, nobody should campaign here.
Erastus Asaridonko, Adeja, Manso in the Ashanti region.
Now, in every election, there are battles for the voters' thumb. This year, your election headquarters is redeploying boots on the ground for our new show, Battleground. It brings the microphone to you, our listeners, in carefully selected constituencies every Thursday at 8 p.m. Here's something to tease you ahead of the premiere tonight.
The Adentan constituency will on December 7 see a keenly contested race. The MPP's Yabuabi Asamoah will be seeking to make history as the only MP to be retained.
A bigger gap. In 2016, I had nothing to show. Now, we have lots to show.
The NDC's Mohammed Ramadan will want history to remain unchanged as he maintains Yabuabi Asamoah does not deserve a second term.
It's time for all of us to come together and wrestle the seat from the MPP.
The constituents who are politically conscious simply cannot wait.
It is not going well at all, because at the time the NPP was taking over government, we thought they would do things different.
Big Joe's friend, you see, has a contrary opinion. He insists Yabuabi Asamoah deserves a second term.
They are telling lies. We are not losing. Things are cool here.
That's just a teaser of our new show, Battleground, with premieres tonight at 8 p.m. And this year's edition will start with a race between Yabuabi Asamoah and Mohammed Ramadan for the Adenta seat. Now, election years, especially a few months to the election day, are often characterized by road traffic accidents, which are often fatal. The National Road Safety Authority says, though the COVID-19 pandemic has drastically reduced mass movement for political activities, they've still put in place measures to reduce crashes. Northern Region Director of the National Road Safety Authority, Alexander Ayata, says they are involving political heads in the strategies they are putting together.
We are working hard to see to that before December, we would have even also had a chance to talk to the political leaders to see how, anytime there's a rally, how do they convey their people? So that when they are driving a convoy, how do they give that kind of that space between the front car, the lead car, and the timing of a movement, the number of people in a car?
You have the Northern Regional Director of the National Road Safety Authority, Alexander Ayata. And Arrival Live is brought to you by Toyota Ghana, Bedrock Insurance, and Logistics Movers. Now, President Akufo-Addo has called on newly inducted judges of the High Court to be guided by honesty and integrity, saying respect for the judiciary rests on their work ethics. The 16 judges were ushered into office based on recommendations by the Judicial Council. Addressing the judges, President Akufo-Addo urged them to be transparent and effective in the discharge of their duties.
A superior court of record, it is the focal point for justice delivery in our judicial structure, as much of judicial work begins and ends there. It is therefore critical for the growth of our nation that the High Court commands the respect of the people by the quality of its justice, as well as by the comportment of its judges. That it is essential that you demonstrate that you are honest, possess integrity, and a sound knowledge of the law.
President Akufo-Addo there. Now, here's an update on the confusion between the University of Ghana branch of UTAG and national executives on the Public Universities Bill. UTAG UG says it is ready to respond to any sanction from the mother body after going contrary to calls to postpone the press conference on the Public Universities Bill. National executives of UTAG earlier issued a statement condemning the press conference, insisting it was not sanctioned. Dr. Samuel Nkumbang is president of UTAG UG.
We certainly expect that we will get formal communication from the National Executive Committee if a decision of that kind is made, and then we would look at it, see the variety of data, and respond to the National Executive Committee.
UTAG UG President Dr. Samuel Nkumbang. Now, we couldn't prepare well for the National Science and Maths quiz due to the coronavirus. That's one of the many codes justifying why some schools lost the Science and Maths quiz prelims in the Bonoahafo zone this year. The region wrapped up a set of contests with only 5 out of 13 participating schools qualifying to the national stage. Speaking to Joy News' PSC and NIL Safo, the losing schools blamed a number of factors for their defeat. That's more in the following report.
We are very excited about it. The feeling is great.
Winning the National Science and Maths quiz will be a great feeling. 13 schools clashed in the contest to enter the 1/8 stage of the NSMQ in the Bono Ahafo zone, but 8 would be asked to go home after suffering defeat. For Kintampo SHS, the pain was rather too much to bear.
In fact, we are trying our best